at Koders. We build softwares as a mainstream development of mobile and websites. We also do site development like Python, machine data learning, AI, etc. And here in this convo, I'm going to teach you what Bash scripting is. Not only Bash scripting, but what a shell scripting is. Um, why we use scripting and why is it necessary. Uh, okay, so if you haven't used Linux, it's okay. But those who are on Linux, they might know what terminal is. Those who don't know, you may have seen command prompt in Windows. It's more like the same thing, but way advanced because people on Linux tend to work on terminal. Uh, I hope you can see this thing. Okay, you cannot. Unless I don't go for non-presentation. See, this thing is terminal. So people over Windows may have seen what command prompt is, but terminal is the same thing for Linux, but in a way better manner. Uh, it basically talks to the operating system, basically the kernel of the operating system, and it can run commands, programs, and even the shell scripts. Shell scripts are the thing which we are going to create. It's more like an IO console thing. By this, I mean to say that you take an input. Let me, I'll show it to you. You take an input, process it, and get the output. So I think in all of the programming languages or the way we handle PC, it's always about the same thing. We give the input, do the processing, and get the output. We hit the server like facebook.com. They process it with authorization. Then we get the output, the page. Uh, why shell is more important than the command prompt or GUIs because it's very highly customizable and extensible. What I mean by that is when you create GUI, you tend to make sure that the UX is good. UX, by UX I mean user experience. You never ever gonna like a GUI which has lots and lots of components in it. It should be very easily accessible, and you should know it at the first instance. But unlike GUIs, shell are things which you have to learn upon and figure out that how it can be done, which is uh, a good way if you are into things where you can make changes in the programs. When you are an engineer or something, you should go over shell. I mean, this is basically a preference, but people prefer it. So uh, before beginning, you may be asking that why we should learn Bash scripting. So if you are tend to become a system admin or someone who is going to do the server development, I mean they connect over SSH and do make changes in either serverless or server configurations, they may need to learn Linux very well because see, if you are going to purchase Windows for yourself on your PC, this is going to cost 5,000 maybe. But when you are going to purchase Windows on a server and which is going to be used for commercial purposes, it's going to cost a lot. And Linux is free, so people tend to purchase Linux more than Windows Server. I think 90% of the containers, okay, it's 88.7% of the market that Linux covers. So if you are going to into the server development or system administration, there are highly chances that you are going to work in Linux. So let's start with Shift. If you are going to not become a system admin or a server configuration or DevOps management, so you can still learn it for fun if you are not doing Linux as well. Even it's going to be a learning curve. You can still drop it. It's up to you. Okay, that's a lame joke. Here in Linux or OS X, it comes pre-installed, or in Windows, you have to use WSL. That's Linux subsystem for Windows. You may have seen, if you haven't, you can go to add features or programs and features in Windows and enable Linux or Windows, Linux subsystem for Windows, sorry, and then use it. I'm gonna make this quick because I have like 20 minutes in order to like complete it. So in case if you don't understand anything, you can like drop me questions. So what we are learning here, basic commands, variables, how we are going to like pipe, how basic languages are like gonna work. It's going to be C. It's morely like C language, but we are doing it in shell scripting because in cases of like automation or like in case if we want to like talk to the kernel in the very raw manner, Bash scripting is very uh, way apt, we can say, as compared to C, because C is not going to talk to the kernel. C is the kernel, and Bash is something which talks to the kernel. So it's good if you, instead of making changes in the kernel, you talk to them using Bash. You can use there are like other shells as well, but the reason why Bash falls apart is other shells like CSH or ZSH or even SH focuses on like talking to the kernel only, but Bash has like its own programming language, we can say, where you can like do multiple stuffs, like loops or assigning variables. It's all done in Bash. If you're like using other ZSH or something, they are like basically using Bash in order to like do so. You may be using whenever you are like executing an executable file, you are basically doing Bash and the name of the file. Why Bash scripting is necessary? Because nobody told you. Nobody is saying that Bash scripting is very important. If you don't do it, it's your life is gonna fall apart. But yeah, in case if you are doing it, you can. Why Bash scripting is necessary as compared to like doing the commands over shell? This is the comparison between the commands over shell and Bash scripting, not between GUI and the shell. So why Bash scripting is necessary? Because you can run multiple shell commands in a single file. So if I say that you have to like run 1,000 commands, there are like no way you can like type it every time when you are going to like make changes. So it's good if you like write a script and like run it. Task automation. This is like I'm rephrasing the same thing again and again, except because you have nothing better to do. Okay, so whenever I have to like show you how to in batch bar, answer me like very quick. Can you like see the terminal? Okay, perfect. If you can see the terminal, you are highly qualified to like do bash scripting. Basically, I'm not going to use Visual Studio because to be honest, it's very hard for me to use Visual Studio. I never like learned it when it first time, and now I'm like very much comfortable with Vim. So it's like so. Let's start with making a raw script. First, let me look at it. Okay. Let me make a simple script. Uh, Before that, let me show you what basic commands of Linux are. Echo to print something. It's hello, not hello. I did that intentionally. Okay. Empty make a directory, change dir, go to that directory, search for making it a file. It made a file. And just to show how many files are listing, it says rl to delete, and I think that's pretty much good to go. So before doing something, let me show you what echo does. Echo basically prints it, whatever the command is in it. So if I say hello, and if I say hello, sorry, so basically, these are like two commands which I have like typed. And let's just say, what if I don't want to type two commands in order to like run that? In that case, we go for scripting. Every time I just do that, I enable the thing Groovy box. It's amazing. I have gone through so many themes, but Groovy box is something it's love. So whenever you are going to like use the script, it's going to like take it's going to run it on the shell which you are using right now. So if I want to like check which shell I'm running, I can do CAHSH, type the password in. It's saying I'm using Win's GSH. So if I don't type anything, go maybe Google Box. Okay. If I don't type anything and start doing this, it's going to take the shell which I'm like running right now. But since I already told you that Bash supports commands like or loops or like other things, so it's good if we mention it. But where is that Bash is another question. So in order to like find where the Bash is, we can type which Bash. It's going to show that this is the path of the Bash. In case if you still don't get this output, you are searching bash but it's not showing anything, maybe it's there are chances that you haven't installed it. You can basically install it. There are like other ways because this is pacman is my package manager who which is used to like installing program. Maybe you will have apt-get in R2 like, if you are using any Debian based system, either it's Ubuntu or Linux man, you should like do apt-get. So once it's done, you can find what's a path of bash. We can input it in here. User slash bash. Okay. I say echo. I say hello. Skip it. Going here. Right. Going to finding it's test.sh, but when I'm going to run it, it's going to say permission denied because it's not executable right now. If you're on Linux, you may know that you can do this. This is to change the permission plus X to make it executable. X stands for executable and the file name. So basically what we are doing here is making the test.sh green. See, it wasn't green before, now it's green. It got superpowers like Hulk. So now we can like run it. See, hello and there, hello and there. If you have understood what I've said to this far, you are highly qualified to jump into any startups. You can like make your CV, pack your stuffs, and go to NASA. Uh, Apart from that, we can like do many things. Like let me go back to the PPT first. Okay. Can you see? Hello. I have no idea. Can everybody text? They can see the screen or not. I cannot read the text either. Okay. Okay, perfect. So we got the bash path. We included it in the script. Where was it? Yeah, we have done that. Why we cannot use GUIs? We almost used GUI in everything. The way I'm presenting right now, it's using GUI. These are the buttons, and these buttons are going to perform a command when I'm going to run it. So yeah, we use GUI at many levels, but there are chances that you want to like do more than just clicking on a button. You want to find out that what this button is working, tweak it up for better usage. That's what we mainly Linux people do. They find out that how things can be like even better or tweak to their own usage. So yeah, you can do multiple tasks repeatedly. GUI are limited when it comes to functionality. GUI are slower because basically, yeah, you have like make this button, and the whatever your compositor is. The name of the program is compositor, which makes the windows or like these things. So they are going to, or even compositor runs on something other software like Qt or like GTK, or in Windows it goes by I think Explorer. So, so basically these are loaded by the Explorer, and that's already like running on too much memory. So basically, if you are not using GUI and going to CLI, it's going to like save lots and lots of resources. As a system admin, you won't be connected to GUI. Yeah. In case if you are just like a server admin or a system admin, you are probably going to like work on Linux computer, which where there are chances that it's not going to be GUI based. There is a software known as VNC where you can like connect to the real system or like install Xorg packages and like see how the GUI is gonna look like. But to be honest, it's not a good way because it's very slow. You're not going to like it. Let's do a hello world program. We have already done it. Uh, Let me like show it to you again so that maybe it will like clear your doubts. So what we did here is like, let me like delete it. Specify the path of bash. You can do it without bash as well because right now we are just actually another save it right here. Bash just such. But I just not as such. Okay, good. Hello world. Yes. Now let's go back. Man pages are like very important because I'm not going to like this is going to be a basic tutorial. Even if I go for advanced, there are like n number of things. Maybe I will have to like spend my entire life in order to like teach you all those things, and still you will forget because even the person who created Linux, he doesn't know many functionalities because there are like packages updating every day and they are going to change. So yeah, basically you can, whenever you are going through anything and you don't know what it is, for example, if I say it's ls to list a file, but I don't know how it can be used in other ways like ls.l, ls.a is going to like do all list, or maybe list all. So maybe I don't know what these things are. I can simply type man ls. It's going to do the manual. I can read everything about it for the queue to exit. So yeah, it's going to save it. It's going to save you from like lots of things. So if I don't teach you something, you cannot like come back and say, Kartikey, you didn't teach that. You can basically open one page and read it by yourself. IO handling. The entire thing Shell is doing is IO handling. It's going to take an input, for example, echo. It's going to process it and show the output. So basically, the processing in the echo is to show the output to the output console, like monitor or like the VGA port or the HDMI port. It's like more hardware type stuff. But yeah, basically, this is what the Shell is doing, and this is what our shell script is going to do as well. We are going to give some input, process it, and show the output. These are the commands I told you. Make directory, change directory, remove, move, copy. This is to open text editors. This is to make a file. Cat is to view a file. For example, let me like save it. Cat, which is shown what was inside. Let me like remove space. Okay. Uh, Let me like show you what are the like script commands. Hold on. Okay, back. Uh, if I think this is going to be a hard thing, let me do a variable read first. example, let's just say in C language you're going to like scan f stubs, right? In order to like read the variable and like show it. So in here we do let's just say uh, it goes by read instead of scanf, and we say I put hello. I think that's good. Or maybe let's make it even simpler. What's your gosh, what's your name? Can you like see it, or is it showing stop sharing? Because in that case, let me like move it to this. Okay. What's your name? Kartikey. Hello, Kartikey. Oh, what beauty. So, this is good. This is good. This is how we read the inputs. Now we can like move on to a couple of like shell scripting. I'm going to like show you how it can be done very quickly. If else is like if dollar name is equals to this, not equals to this, greater than this, less than this. Operators and this are this, not this. So there is nothing for XOR, but I think you can make XOR out of there are like only 3 logic gates, and or not. You can make XOR out of, and yeah. So basically you can do some calculations, and yeah, you can basically do some calculations and find out that how it can be done. So let me like go back and delete everything. Sorry, delete too much. Delete at the end of the line. Name is equals to Sean. If at the end, if statement ends with this, and we say then if not hi, we don't say hi to Sean. So yeah, if I now type name Sean. Okay, this is equals to is not that way. Maybe they're like they have like pretty much very we have like okay, sure. Okay, we cannot use this because this goes with numbers, so we have to put this. Let's try it again. I hope this is gonna work. Okay, still it didn't work. I hope they are not using regex or something. Okay, as the tutorial say, you have to add it like this. This is Bash is very formal when it comes to have to make sure that it will be same as how they want it to be. They're saying I have to like use this, the double equals to. Okay, perfect. So they are saying that I have to use it twice. I thought maybe we can like use it once, or maybe without it. But Bash, when it comes to like comparing two strings, you have to make sure you put 2 square brackets. So yeah, we are saying, for example, let's say hello Kartikey. Nice, thank you. which says Sean. Let's say hello, Sean, not hi. But we don't want to say hi to Sean either. So let's just delete it and try and make an else statement. And uh, what's the name? Sean, not hi. See, and okay. Hello. So that's how we basically use the if conditions. In the same way, you can use case instead of if. Uh, Things are going to be like similar. Instead of this, we are going to put case. Instead of F5, we are going to do is how to read it backward. Yeah, that's how you read it backward. And instead of this, you put like this. Sorry. Yeah. You print however you want to print. Uh, and defaults, you can do this. This is how like case works. Yeah. I have to so basically this is how case works. Looping. Let's delete it at the end of the line. Delete. Uh, oh, I cannot type it. So like let's say a is print like a is not equals to a. Make sure you put a space after that. Then a equals to a plus 1. It's not going to work. A plus, yeah, something like this. And this is just and while, or there's one more loop until. This is not in C, but yeah, we use it. So until works in the different way. While waits for the condition to go false. I mean, if something is not equals to this, so while waits for to go true. Sorry, while waits for the condition to go true, and until it's opposite to this, it waits for to go false. Apart from that, arithmetic plus minus. Should I let you delete? We have like 10 minutes, so arithmetic is you have to use PR A plus. Bash is not going to like understand if you are going to enter any numbers and do perform operations on it. You have to like use HDR. There is another way as well. Use these. But this is going to like crash at some point because you are going to use start. The star is for globbing. Glob is to like start says in bash to select all the points or all the files, which is something your computer is going to blast. That way you are going to use expr. So remember, always use expr, not start, and never tell anyone that I told you that it's going to blast. Functions. Functions are something like function. Yeah, I have tried it completely. Yeah, and I'm going to go. And, yeah, I can have this. This is going to be same as C. So yeah, and for column, it's going to be like Python. So yes, I think it's not going to use these phrases. Let me check it out. Oh, it uses curly braces. So this is how it's going to work. So this is the message. Okay. I have an invitation of meeting that I have to attend, and I was getting call of it regarding it. So yeah, on arrays you can simply uh, or braces. Okay. So you define the index value, total length, and I think that's it. You can write it from index or from the total length. Or this is for all the contents of the array, but when it comes to like total length printing, you can directly say this. So it's going to like print 3. It's going to print all the contents. It's going to print BMW because this is index 1. This is index 0. Click rush menus. Uh, you can like try to run those things after this is done. Menus is select. This is very good because this is let's say install. I think select. I have to like define label. I think. Show the menu out of which I can like select. And I would create a bash script on this thing. But yeah, select V in data list do. They are doing it in the same way. I'm not sure what's going wrong. Operating system, select choices and install. They are saying we basically have to like write more. Okay. That's why we have to like write the code in it too. Because this is a good, right way to like do it. Is it breaking? They want me to do what? It's supposed to show installer update as a menu of 1 or 2, out of which we could have like selected the keys. It's not okay. You can like search for how you make menus using select. I like drop the code in case if you want it on the Koders server after this homework is over. Grabbing and setting is more fetching like the file. If we say this is the script, I saved it. So basically, what grab is going to do is it's going to like find it's going to find what is inside this. Let's just say I use piping command, and say find choice. So it's a see, it's showing that in red. So yeah, basically you can use it, and setting is like more like you can make replace. So out of choice, you can basically do choice to not just you can set uh, you can change it. Uh, it's for global. Not just HD. And that in here it's going to work. I think I used it directly on the terminal, that's why. So yeah, I have to like hurry. I have no idea what am I doing. Uh, you can search about grabbing and setting or the menus. But for some reason, I have no idea. Maybe it's because I'm using ZSH. That's why it's not running. But yeah, they're like very. I'm doing the same thing. You have to like. Maybe it's like a minor thing that you have to change in select or like in setting. Set. Uh, this stands for string. Uh, choice to name choice to anything. This is for global. This is for one instance. How many times you have to change G for global? So you can check it out. This is over. What now? Maybe you have learned the basics about it. So you can gradually pick up more and more tricks. Let me like show you one thing before doing it. You can update your system by using it. Let's say if I run this script, it updates my system. So this is how my system updates, but in your system maybe it's something like this. Yeah, I saved it. So and it's going to update my system. So you can use any commands that you are using in your system as bash command. So in here, S what basically S does is what basically S does is it installs Genie. So install Genie or something, I type the name of the software. So in bash script, let's say package. Here I say package name. Like here, update the message. Let's say test the message. Okay, it's I think Genie is a way you can like make changes. You can do C or C++ program. So yeah. So here it installed. It was installing. I just cancelled it. So yeah, always try to learn one thing at a time. I mean, if you're using conditional operators, you should like go inside it, or if you're using looping, etc., you should like stick to that. Explore more scripts, see other people how they are doing it on GitHub, etc. If you get stuck, make sure you go through a Stack Overflow or like other um, uh, so forums like Unix Exchange, Stack Exchange, etc. So you can like find the answer and blame others if things don't work. So yeah, advanced topics. You can do cron tapping. Cron tapping is used to like repeating the same task again and again. For example, if I say back up my computer after 1 hour or like 24 hours, this is used. It can be done by cron jobs. Samba or like other FTP clients is going to like connect your system to other computers using bash scripts. Curl is going to like fetch the website contents or like download files you can download files using bash scripts. RC configuration is something whenever your bash is going to start, you can give some commands like show time or CPU uses or memory, whatever it's showing in here on the top. This is done by bash scripting only. How to debug whenever something is you are doing and it's not working. So basically you can use uh, instead of compiling it like that, you can say +x test.sh. So basically whenever you're going to do something, I'm running this command, then they say I'm running this command. So basically you can use breakpoints like that in order to like debug your bash scripts if it's going to contain like 1,000 or more lines than that. Practical ideas, you can configure date and time in your etc file. So whenever you are going to use any system and you're going to fire up the terminal, it's going to show date or time. Curl headers to show notifications from Facebook. It means like whenever you are going to like change the RC files and you're going to pop up the terminal, it's going to show that how many notifications you have. Curl random codes and display it with Sanity. Sanity is a notification pop up in Ubuntu. So if you curl random codes using cron job and hitting like after 1 hour or 2 hour daily, so you can get random codes. Backup, close application after wait for rewiring. This is good. I made that like 2 years ago. Whenever I used to like watch animes a lot. So at that time, so yeah, I made a bash script which is going to like close my VLC player after every 30 minutes. So whenever I'm going to like watch an anime, it closes abruptly. So I understood like, okay, this is the time I should stop watching it. I deleted it afterwards though. Okay, you can get mails. You can remove users. This is the segment thing. If some user is doing something wrong, you can remove it. This can be done using bash script. Resources, something I'm going to share over the Discord channel. And that's it. In case if you have like any problems or anything you want to ask, you can basically ask it in the Koders channel. And if you have like any suggestions and what things can be done in the next convo, you can put your suggestions in the Discord server. The link to the Discord server can be like shared by Sanitya. In case if you have like, please, I have a question. Okay. Thanks, Panther. Panther suggested an answer regarding select, but this is very easy task. So you can like basically Google it out. I was like doing a minor mistake over there, but as we are running out of time, so I am not sure I should like search it up. So yeah, that is it. In case if you have like anything, you can like tell me right now, or you can like ask it over in the Coder server. Happy coding, guys. Sorry, Panther, I just rushed. Thanks. I had to. We have a meeting right now.
Yep. Hello, everyone. Thank you at Center. Thank you, everyone, for joining. See you guys in the next convo, Saturday, 10 p.m. next week. Thank you.